Sophie here. So today I'm going to show you how to do a DIY juice or smoothie cleanse. How to buy, how to prep, how to drink, and how to store your smoothies and juices. Okay, this is what I love. This is what keeps me well. The wonderful world of green juices and smoothies. And today I'm focusing on detoxification because I hear so much about, hey, I'm doing a juice cleanse, or, you know, there's all these juice bars in LA that sell the juice cleanse and whatnot. So they're very expensive, and you can make it for less money, and you can make it to be way, way healthier if you DIY it. And the one reason why it's way healthier if you do it at home is that it's fresher. So you never know how long those juices or smoothies have been sitting on the shelves of even the most kind of organic cold pressed store. But the power of a drink that you are making in your own kitchen is par none in terms of what it can do for the health of your body. Now, while we're talking about detoxification, I want to quickly tell you there is a free blueprint. I have created a free blueprint for you. There is a link to it underneath this video, and this blueprint is my overnight detox blueprint. And it's very important for me to get this information to you, so please download it. It's free. And the reason why is that as a holistic nutritionist, I really am very wary of words like detox and cleanse because they're very overused. And here's the big deal, is that you're going to detox anyway every day. We all do, whether we like it or not. We have organs of detoxification, liver, kidneys, our gut has all sorts of detoxification mechanisms in it, our lymphatic system, our skin, and so on. You will naturally detox, but how efficiently do you detox? As we get older, some of these systems become impaired, they slow down, they even break down. So what I like to do is to show you how to keep these organs of detoxification in tip-top condition, how to support them, if you like, to function optimally. And I have so many different tips. I have an entire course on how to do this. But in this video, I'm going to laser in on juices and smoothies and very specific things that you can put in them for this very reason. This is important information. Stay around to the very end because I have some really great, juicy, tips and hacks that I don't want you to miss. So I'm going to start off talking about shopping, what to get, the equipment that you need, my favorite juicer, my favorite blender. I'm going to show you what I put in my sort of ideal detoxifying juice, what I put in my ideal detoxifying smoothie, and how to store both. So this is an information-packed video. It's a little bit longer than some, but I really needed to get all that information in there because all of it is important. So enjoy. Let's get started. Okay, everybody, let's talk about equipment before we get to food. So this is the juicer that I use. It's called the Omega. I'll put the actual model number in a link below this video. I really like this one. It does a great job. It is quote unquote, air quotes, cold pressed juicing. Your juices will last longer if you use this kind of a juicer. I like it because it's very, very easy to clean. These are the little bits in it that you put together. So when I wanted to show you this disassembled, because just to show you how easy it is, there's just these parts, this little bit here, everything fits together. You take it all out or deconstruct it like this, and you can even put these all the parts in the dishwasher. So it's very, very easy. So that is my particular choice for juicing. There are many other brilliant juicers on the market, so feel free to leave some comments under the video if there's a particular juicer that you would like to share with everybody that you love. So for my smoothies, I will either use my trusty Vitamix. This is the 5 20. As you can see, it's very, very well used, the actual jug or carriage or whatever you want to call it, because it's all kind of gone misty. That actually you can fix, but that's another video. If I'm prepping and I'm batch blending, then I always use my Vitamix because I want to make a ton of it for myself and the family. However, in a pinch, if I'm just rushing around and I know that I haven't had time to prep and I'm just doing my morning smoothie, I will use my NutriBullet. So that's what I have. Then the other thing I have is lots of glass containers. These bottles I really, really love. I'll try and find a link for you. So many people have asked me where I got these because I've used them in other videos. I think they're used for canning, like if you're canning tomatoes or whatever. I got them from a restaurant supply store in LA, but I'll use any glass bottle. This is a glass bottle sent to me from a brand called Juice Beauty. It's nice glass. I'll probably put some juice in there, or, you know, you can just use a basic, you know, mason jar. One little tip for your glass containers for storing your juice is put them in the fridge at least for a few hours before juicing or smoothie making, because when we get to storing, you'll understand that you want to keep everything as cold as possible as soon as it has been juiced or blended. So that's a good tip. Pop them all in the refrigerator, or if you're, you know, time challenged, you could just pop them for a very short amount of time in the freezer. Okay, so let's talk about the actual ingredients here. So I come back from the store or the farmer's market and I lay everything out on my counter that I am going to be juicing and or blending. And I just want to give you an example of some of the things that I like to juice or smoothie. So first off, actually I'm going to move this over here because I've got this in some kind of an order. So for juicing, for me, it is mainly greens, tons and tons of greens. So I have here some spinach. Now, I want you to try and have everything be organic when you are making creating juices or smoothies. It just makes sense that if you're going to the trouble to fill this, I see it as nature's medicine. If you're going to this trouble to do it, then do it organically. Organic juices at the juice shop or the juice bar are very expensive, so you can save money if you have a good store near you that has reasonably priced organic produce, or the farmer's market is where I get a lot of my stuff from. So spinach, Swiss chard. I love Swiss chard in for juicing. Or a smoothie. Just so think of changing up your greens. Don't always do spinach. Don't always do Swiss chard. Don't always do kale. They all have different nutrients in them. And I just want to show you why I don't like getting the plastic containers at all, because I hate all this plastic, even though I recycle it. However, I do like purchasing baby spinach leaves. And the only way I could find it is in these plastic clamshells, because it is a less gritty smoothie if you're blending it, because they're more delicate and sweet, the little baby leaves. So those will go either in a juice or a smoothie. I also wanted to show you what I love juicing is I love juicing fennel. This is extremely good for detoxification. And I love juicing raw beets, extremely good for detoxification for your liver. Ginger, extremely good for your liver. Cauliflower, your cruciferous veggies, again, these are the very veggies that you need to support your organs of detoxification. In a smoothie, I will very often use frozen fruit. So organic blackberries, blueberries happen to be my favorites. What I will say is that you want to try to think about the flavor profile, because you don't want to be having something that just doesn't taste good. Otherwise, you're not going to drink it over time. So a good example is celery. So celery juice is extremely popular right now. I personally don't believe that you have to have it solo. You know, there's not very much science to support that claim that you have to have just straight celery juice. And I don't think it tastes very nice. So I'll sometimes put celery in a smoothie. You can put a whole celery stick in a smoothie. That way you hang on to the fiber. Or you can juice it with, get creative. You could do celery, fennel, pear, is absolutely delicious. Pineapple always makes everything taste nicer, whether it's in a smoothie or a juice. Kiwi is another really good fruit. Both kiwi and pineapple contain a lot of vitamin C. And another thing that I put in almost every single juice or smoothie is lemon. And there's a couple of reasons why. I like the taste. It gives it that little tart taste. You're getting your vitamin C. It's alkalizing, and it will help to preserve it because of the citric acid for a tiny bit longer. I recommend, there's sort of a lot of, controversy of whether to peel or unpeel a lemon. I would say when you're obviously blending it, it's got to be unpeeled. You're not going to blend the peel. If you're juicing, I think a little bit of peel. I wouldn't use all of this peel. I'd maybe use quarter of the peel. This is a very large lemon. It's a Maya lemon from my yard. And then one other tip I wanted to give you was herbs. Try and use a lot of herbs because they have a lot of phytonutrients in them. And the herb that I like to use most in a juice or a smoothie is mint, because again, it's a beautiful flavor profile. So I want you to really think about getting creative. As you write your shopping list, think, oh, what are the different flavors I love? I love pineapple, I love mint, I love pear, I love kiwi, etc. And these are the low sugar fruits. So, certainly in it with the fiber in a smoothie, they're going to be fine, and a little bit in a juice is also going to be fine. Now, another place where you might decide to do a smoothie in lieu of a juice is if you want to put in special additions, superfood additions, for the most part. And this is why what you see here, I am primarily a smoothie girl. That's why I'll have, at least 4 smoothies a week, at least. So ideally, actually one every morning, because this way I can get in what I consider to be really vital nutrients for me. And I'm just going to go through these quickly to show you. So one is hemp seeds. And I love hemp seeds because they contain a lot of protein. I'm whole food plant-based, so it's useful for me to get a lot of protein in my smoothie, particularly pre or post workout. And they don't have that sort of gritty, powdery, it doesn't give that gritty, powdery texture that some protein powders do. So I love that. It's really clean. Also, if you follow me, you'll know that I am crazy for flaxseed. It contains lignans, which help prevent against breast cancer, omega-3 fatty acids, fiber, the whole 9 yards. You can use whole or ground, and I just throw 2 tablespoons into, a 16-ounce smoothie. Amla powder, also known as Indian gooseberry, I really like. In a 16-ounce, 8 to 16-ounce smoothie, I'll put in about 1/4 teaspoon. Again, preventative against many cancers, including breast cancer. Very good for boosting immunity. Greens, I might decide to pop in some chlorella, wheatgrass, barley grass. This is a blend of all 3 that I like by Kaya Greens. I'm not a huge fan of spirulina because it can be contaminated. I'll pop a link underneath this video if a lot of people ask me questions about that, about why I don't like spirulina as much as chlorella as one of the, deep green detoxing powders. I might pop in every now and again a little bit of pea protein. Ooh, I've just noticed that one's got coffee in it. Real coffee in it. By Nuzest. Wow, some people might like that, but not for me. This brand, Nuzest, has lots and lots of different flavors as well. They just have plain or vanilla or whatever, and it's a good brand. Then if you want to throw in things like, this is by Wild Remedies, which I absolutely love. It's chaga. And chaga is a really, really great adaptogen. I'll do a whole video on adaptogens another time. But it's a blend of very high quality chaga powder mixed with Ceylon cinnamon. So that, again, you could put in a smoothie. And this is just plain Ceylon cinnamon, very high quality. And the cinnamon I love in the flavor profile. It also helps to balance blood sugar. But of course, all of these ingredients are optional. So I've just finished prepping my fruits and veggies for a juice. We're going to start off with juicing. I want to show you this. So you want to use as much of the plant as possible. Example being, my Swiss chard, I'm going to use all of the stalk. Look at that beautiful red color. That's nutrients. That's anthocyanins in there. For the fennel right here, I'm going to use the fronds as well. For the celery, I'm using the celery leaves, etc. So don't throw out the very parts of the plant that contain a lot of nutrients. For apples and pears, keep the skin on. That's why it needs to be organic. Wash it well, but keep the skin on because 90% of the nutrients are in the skins of a lot of fruits, but particularly apples and pears. Ginger is great because you don't have to worry about peeling it. And I've already talked about lemons. So let's get juicing this load of beautiful, as I'd say, this is my pharmacy. Wow, this is the most fun part. I love this part of juicing. Just feeding all of this beautiful phytonutrients. You have to really stuff it in. But it will go. You see the color of those stalks there, they're so pretty. Okay. Okay, so what I want to show you, that's my last piece of cauliflower going in. So that jug of juice there is the juice from that huge big cutting board of veggies. And probably this, all the leftovers, will go straight into my compost bin, which is great. My compost bin will like that. But I just want to put this to one side so you can see. That's how much juice I get, which is probably like 2 juices worth. That's like 1 for me, 1 for my husband. That huge, big board of cut up fruits and veggies. Okay, so this is my giant bottle of green juice, super healthy green juice. This will literally bathe my cells with phytonutrients. And this, my friends, is how you stay well, whether it's a smoothie or a juice. It's just continually feeding and truly nourishing your body. But I want to talk about how to store this. So best case scenario, you really want to drink it right away. And the beauty of juicing at home is that you can get the freshest juice possible because a cold press juicer that I've used, no heat was used, and so all the nutrients are fully intact. Just remember, as soon as the cell wall is broken of the fruit or veggie, all of those enzymes and nutrients are released, and that is exactly when you want to drink it. So I will have a big glass of this in just a second. But oftentimes we want to make juice ahead of time. Now, I would not recommend that you store your juice for more than 24 hours. 24 hours is the max. 8 hours is better, and drinking straight away is optimum or ideal. Now, if you are going to store it for 24 hours, as I said at the start of this video, make sure that the bottle, the glass bottle or the mason jar is very, very cold, because you want to, the moment it's in here, you want it to be chilled, put it in the fridge, an airtight lid for sure. And the lemon that I put in this will help to preserve it a little bit longer. But that's the deal with cold pressed juice. If you're going to the trouble, and it is, you know, you've seen all the preparation and all those different fruits and veggies that went in, you know, look at it like medicine. Look at it like it's your healthcare prevention and treat it as such. So, you know, get it into your system ASAP. All right, now let's look at my smoothie. So in my Vitamix, I have packed it 3/4 full of a blend of baby kale and spinach. But again, you can use any green, but those are the greens that I've chosen. That much greens is what you need for, you know, really for optimum health and to sort of continually detox, since I'm really focusing on this detox element today. Now, to this, to cut that taste of all those greens, I'm putting in a whole kiwi, vitamin C, lemon. I've got about half a lemon here, peeled and de-seeded. That's alkalizing, it is cleansing, it'll keep your smoothie fresher. I've got a little bit of peeled ginger that's going in, and tons of pineapple. And you might want to have, you know, frozen chunks of pineapple, because frozen fruit makes it a little tastier, or you can use fresh, as I'm doing here, and then add crushed ice afterwards. So you can go really pretty much all the way up to the top of your blender. Just checking you can see here. Right, next up, I'm gonna boost this for detoxification by adding some of the greens blend by Kaya Greens that I told you about. Just a couple of teaspoons in there, just to boost it up with the chlorella and the grassy greens. Then I'm gonna add about half a teaspoon of the amla powder. And again, you don't have to be too crazy about the amounts. I know a lot of you go, Sophie, I need the exact recipe, the exact amounts. With smoothies and juices, you're talking foods, it's not medications. So it really doesn't have to, you almost sort of can't overdo it. The only way that I could think you can overdo greens is if you're on blood thinners or certain medications where, you know, you've got to be careful about vitamin K, etc. Then I'm adding just my protein boost that I'm adding into this is flax seeds. I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons actually in there. And then I am going to fill my blender to water to about here, just with fresh filtered water. You could use coconut water, but I'm just, you know, using water. It's less expensive. Okay. Oh, got some juice over. That's lucky it didn't go any further. So that's it. Now, the only ingredient that I don't put in now, and I'll only put in prior to drinking, because I'm going to store this for 24 hours, is my flax. And the reason is that it will really thicken your smoothie, because it sort of takes on a gelatinous texture, flaxseed, once it's ground, and it absorbs water. So it can make your smoothie very, very thick, and I don't like it, and gelatinous. So I literally stir in, you know, a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons just prior to drinking. The other thing that I'll do is I'll put in my crushed ice a little bit later, because right now the only thing that the crushed ice is going to do is going to water it all down. So then it's going straight into my containers. Look at all that beautiful smoothie. And it's a protein smoothie, but full of fiber, unlike the juice, and it's got all those greens in it and all those beautiful detoxifying phytonutrients. So, oh my gosh, it looks so delicious. That is going to be delicious. Oh, it's going to be delicious. Wow, look at that. Okay, we're almost at the end of this video. So I have my smoothie here. Now, what about storing a smoothie? Well, it's a little bit similar to a juice, that it's going to be brimming with this optimum nutrient level as soon as you've broken that cell wall, which means as soon as you've blended it. But I know a lot of us love our smoothies, and we just cannot do that every single morning. We haven't got the time. I certainly don't have the time. So I do meal prep with smoothies, and on Sunday, I'll make 2 or 3 days worth. Really, the best case for me is 2 days. So I'll make everything that I need for Monday and everything that I need for Tuesday. Now, with smoothies, particularly, also with juices, but with smoothies, it will separate when you keep it in the fridge. So I'll keep it in the fridge. It'll have a tight lid on it, an airtight lid. But when I come to get it 2 days later out of my fridge, it will have completely separated. And that's normal. I mean, most juice bars that you go to, certainly here in LA, they sort of get it out of the fridge. It's totally separated and have to give it a good shake, because the only way you can prevent that is by putting chemicals in it and preservatives and emulsifiers, and we don't want that. So just give it a good shake before drinking. The other thing you can do is reblend it, stick it in a little, individual blender like the NutriBullet or the Magic Bullet, and just blend it up with a little bit of crushed ice, so you make it really icy and delicious. That's another tip. The other thing that you can do, and I'll put a link to 2 things that might help you, little hacks, underneath this video, blogs that I've written. One is you can create smoothie cubes. So you can create this freeze it in large, like jumbo ice cube trays, silicone ice cube trays, pop it in the freezer, and that's a really good way of storing it. You are going to lose some of the nutrients, but in a pinch, if you're a very, very busy person, you're like, I literally can only have time to do my smoothies once a week or once a month even, then you might want to look at smoothie ice cubes or smoothie cubes. And the other thing that is also a bit of a time saver is making smoothie packs. And that's where you prep everything and you put it in little individual baggies that you can reuse again, keep it eco-friendly, and just put them in the freezer. And when you're ready to make your smoothie, you just, get your little bags and empty it into your blender. So links for all of those blogs that I've written to go into a little bit more detail is underneath this video. So that's it. I am going to go now and enjoy some of this juice and smoothie and give some to my family to keep them all brimming with health and glowing and to prevent disease. I'm just so excited about being able to do that and having the knowledge to do that, and more importantly, imparting or sharing that knowledge with you. And don't forget, please download my free overnight detox cheat sheet. The link is the first thing that you'll see in this description to this video, and I think that you'll find that so helpful. It has nothing about juices or smoothies, but slowly over time I'm educating you with all the little things that I do every single day to stay well, to help my organs of detoxification, so that health for you doesn't become something that you only do when you feel terrible, or you only do when you have a diagnosis, or you only do when you have a wake-up call. That is my mission in life, is to educate you and to help you to make these little changes every single day that are easy. You build on them and suddenly you're like, oh, I am that really healthy person that I always wanted to be, and it really wasn't too difficult. And that way you stack the cards in your favor in terms of preventing diseases. There are some diseases that cannot be prevented, and nothing's a guarantee, but I've always said that what you can do is take responsibility and take steps now and stack those cards in your favor. And the final thing I'm going to say, because I bet there'll be a comment about this, is, Sophie, but it's so expensive. Buying all these fruits and veggies organic is really expensive, and the blender and the juicer and blah, 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 blah. Well, here's the thing. What's your alternative to this? You don't want to buy a low quality juice or a low quality smoothie. Don't do that, one that's filled with sugar or fillers or whatever. There's no point having it. And really, you pay now or you pay later. And if there's one thing to prioritize over and above a lot of other things in your life, I would say this is an area that you should prioritize over, which is, the nutrients that you put in your body. That should be first on your budget priority list, because, getting sick can be very expensive. Medications can be very expensive and very inconvenient. So I always say that. So cheers to you and your health, my beautiful friends. And just leave me any comments, leave me any questions as usual, and check out some of my other videos, because I have so many videos on this topic, and so I don't want you to miss out on any of those. See you later. Hi, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, there are hundreds more. And please also visit my blog at sophieuliano.com for detailed reviews, recipes, DIYs, and more.